Art start now. We're gonna make it just creative, put it down. Art start now. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Start now.
But right now you're hanging out with us, Gift, and I'm here with Lola Menthol and Woah Boy, the Nifty Castle crew, and we're very excited to be back with the one and only bus driver himself, Mr. Fun Uncle. How are you?
Beep, beep, you kids stay quiet back there, just driving the bus, man. It's good to be on the road again, and yeah, COVID's no joke, man. That knocks you out for a couple days. And I just keep cracking myself up. Like someone just breathed on me, and this old muscular, gym was just taken down. This ivory castle was taken down. I'm messing with you. But it's good to be back with you guys, and I'm excited to start making some more art. Start now. Let's get after it.
Yes, we're so glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
So
We
glad.
are.
Thanks.
We're so glad. And man, because without you, again, this show would not be happening, and we wouldn't get to be talking about and interviewing the incredible guest that we have today on this show. His name is Ben Mauro, and if you don't know who he is, he's a world-class concept artist known for working on huge games like Halo Infinite, I think even Call of Duty, if I'm not wrong, a bunch of big AAA games, and he's also now been working on an incredible next level. It's like a comic story NFT, story-driven NFT project called Huxley Saga. It was actually the first interview that we got to do on Art Start Now was talking about this with Cas Vegas. So coming full circle, now we've got the man himself, the artist, Ben Mauro, on to tell us about this awesome project. Welcome to the show. What's going
guys,
on?
thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Dude, thanks for being here, man. Again, we're big fans of your art, and we've been following along with Huxley even before you launched the first what do you call it? The first series, the first chapter, I think is what you're calling it, right?
Yeah, so I basically spent nearly a decade making a full graphic novel. So we've kind of chopped it up into 6 issues that tell a full story, but the whole thing's done. Like I spent the time to make it. And so right now we're getting towards the end of issue 2 and then continuing through the year to release the remaining issues while we are working on different avatar projects. We release robots, 1,000 robots in the world that you got through burning and redeeming comics to turn into tokens. We're in the middle of some film-related content. We have some interesting news next week that I don't want to spoil, but some cool stuff coming next week. We're in the middle of making a vertical slice of a video game in this universe and a bunch of other cool stuff. So like my background is building these billion-dollar franchises for the biggest corporations and directors in the world. And I'm basically just doing that now for myself with an amazing community that's been loving the project and supporting it from day one. And yeah, it's just like really exciting to finally be doing this for myself and taking those 15 years of experience building these things for the biggest corporations and directors.
Oh,
so like I know it works because they made a bunch of money off me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your
So
time.
I know how to do it.
Yeah, it is. It is your
has
time,
come.
and this is the time. Yeah, this is the time for builders, for creators, for concept artists especially. We've talked about this on the show quite a bit. It's like all of these incredible concept artists that have only been able to work, as in agencies or supporting these big publishers and big projects. It's now their time to shine and say, they can own the manufacturing, they can own the distribution, and so you're an example of one of these super talented concept artists that is now able to go out and create using this new technology that is NFTs and build your own. Before we get further into the questions, I want to actually run the most recent trailer to just give everybody a little bit more of a taste and a feeling. So Fun Uncle, if you don't mind scrolling back up to the top of the website and hitting play on that trailer, and we just give people, a little bit more of a taste of what's up. I mean, how epic was that? And you know, we have to also say congratulations, Ben, on, you know, selling out the first issue. And I think that was 1,000. The first is each issue 1,000 characters? Is that how it's working?
No, the issues are 10,000 copies of a comic book, and so each comic is around 30-ish pages of the story, and people can redeem for physical. So we're getting close to finally finalizing the physical of issue 1 and shipping those out to collectors. There's also gold and hollow versions, like 2 different rarities that once it's sold out, we just random airdrop to all holders. So it's really fun. Like, a lot of people after we did that came in like, "Oh, what's this? What did I get? Hey, what's this cool thing in my wallet?" So it's like a cool. It was a cool moment to see like a lot of people just get super excited, and like some people just bought one. Like one person bought one issue and got a hollow. I was like, "Oh my god!" So it's pretty cool to do a lot of little things like this for all the collectors, and the physicals are looking really cool. We did some early tests and it was like staple backed and it just felt too cheap. So we've just been getting it to be more premium, like a graphic novel. And I'm really excited to see. Actually, let me grab one.
Dude,
Yes, yes.
But then oh wow. Oh, here we go.
So mainly we were trying to get this like really like premium back, more like a graphic novel. And it just, it just looks really nice. Like it feels just like, when I opened the box for this one, I was just like, oh. Like I was just like, if I got this, I'd be super excited. And yeah, so we're just like finalizing the proofs and prints and stuff. And I'm already excited to get this on my shelf, and we're just finalizing and making it even better right now.
That's so cool.
It's like
How cool is it, Ben? How cool is it that? Okay, I'll ask a question. Did you read a lot of comics and graphic novels growing up? Like I think you mentioned that video games were an influence for you as well, but what were some of the things that were some of your biggest points of inspiration, like as an artist, like growing up? So what was your relationship with all these different mediums?
Personally, I feel like I started quite late. Like I have friends who were drawing since they were like 10 or something, or their brother was like a crazy artist and taught them everything since they were little. And I didn't have any of that. I was just kind of figuring stuff out as I went. In high school, I just really played video games. I love, comics and books and video games. And I didn't really think about that as a career. I was just like, I really love this stuff. And it was probably like 17 or 18 where I started to think about maybe this is something I could do for a career. Like I was really into Halo and like Grand Theft Auto and stuff, but particularly Halo in high school, where it was like, I loved all the architecture and the levels. And I was like, maybe there's a way I could be like, design levels and architecture for games like Halo. And my early goal was just like, I want to work for Bungie. I want to work on Halo. And maybe I could design all this architecture, especially the Forerunner stuff. I just really thought that was super fascinating to me. And I thought that would just be a cool job. And so I basically just researched how to do that. And, how do I become a game artist and what kind of training do I need? And that kind of led me down a path to Seattle to a 3D animation game school that I found I really was more fascinated in design, which led me to another school in Pasadena called Art Center, where I studied industrial design and entertainment design. And that kind of broadened my skill set to be able to build universes and build worlds from the ground up. And that led me into film, which originally I wanted to just work at like Bungie on a Halo, but then I kind of got sucked into the film industry for a lot of years on like The Hobbit and Elysium and Chappie and Valerian and all these big movies, and went back into video games on Call of Duty, a bunch of Call of Duties, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3 and 4, and then finally back to Halo to get to work on Halo Infinite for like 3 or 4 years. And
but now
designing
it's
343 those things, 343. It's like I got to the franchise, but it was a different company. But it was fascinating because my original spark was like, I want to design architecture in this game, specifically the Forerunner stuff. And it took like 15 years, but then I finally got back to it, and I was designing Forerunner stuff in that game that made me want to be an artist in the first place. So it was a real cool full circle.
That's so cool.
Such a great story. So out of all the worlds that you've been a part of creating, which one would you want to be in if you had to pick one?
I don't know. A lot of them are pretty brutal and depressing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like
Elysium,
if you had to.
Yeah. Maybe Elysium on the ring in the space.
It's
where
pretty
everything's
wild.
okay.
Gotcha.
Well, tell us a little bit, Fun Uncle, if you don't mind pulling up those robots again. So you've got the issues, and those are like phygital, because you just showed us the actual physical copies of the issues. But then you've got the 1,000 robots right now. Tell us how these fit into everything as well, and let's click in on a couple of them and like look at some of the art too.
Yeah, so it was basically a way that collectors can own characters in this universe. People just really seem to love this, having a character or avatar that they can be in this universe. So like seeing people just really connect and respond to different ones. And if you scroll down, there's like quite a lot of variety. And I wanted to keep it very like, there was 10 different categories with 10 different styles. So it almost became like 10 mini avatar projects in one, which sounded good on paper and ended up being so much more work. But I'm glad I did it because there's so much variety overall. There's like graffiti, cosmic looking stuff, and there's a lot of different collectors with different tastes and stuff. So it's like there's a lot of things that people respond to, right? And it just allows like a huge amount of people to just get in and like, oh, I love this style. And some people like got one and they hated it. And I was like, well, I love that one. Do you want to trade? And they're like, wait, you trade me for that? And I'm like, yeah, I like this one more than that one. And like, so it's like that where it's just like certain people love certain things, or just like crazy one-of-ones like this.
Gosh.
That's just
like Basquiat
inspired, kind of like painterly,
That
and
is so dope.
so I kind of just went wild with like the styles and like different artistic interpretations, and
that
people
one's
just
so sick, dude. This graffiti one's baller.
Like X-ray looking stuff, and graffiti, and
they are
so
like the amount of uniqueness and difference is really cool. Like the fact that there's not like a whole bunch that are all just like really similar with similar traits. That's really cool.
it took way longer than I expected, and that's why I'm glad I kept it to like 1,000. It was, and it was all done by hand. I didn't like press a button and do a randomizer. And again, I thought that sounded good on paper, and it's just so much more work than you think.
Oh yeah,
I'll just do it by hand. How hard could that be?
How long did it wind up taking you?
It was we probably started once, at least probably around 3 months or more potentially for 1,000 like by hand. It's just a lot. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man, we feel it. Our first project, DBs, is the first generative project of its scale that was entirely manually made, and we actually made over 9,000 pieces of art without a program or anything.
Click.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we know the amount of work that goes into creating something of scale that still has that amount of uniqueness in it too, man. It's incredible. So congrats, again on everything you're doing, the success that Huxley is seeing so far. What's next? I know you kind of teased that you've got some cool things happening next week, and don't know how much you can tell us about that, but just tell us, where's it going from here? Give us as much info as you can share with us.
Yeah, I mean, well, basically I'm just trying to do what I've done on all these other projects. So expanding it into basically every content avenue that's possible. So games, films, TV shows, traditional books, graphic novels. So I'm basically trying to get like everything, right? And so next week we'll be announcing more on sort of the film side of things that I think people will be really excited. And I'm kind of the person that likes to do things and be quiet about it. And then once something is actually happening, I'll talk about it. And so next week we'll be able to actually talk about something. Like I really don't like making articles or saying things about things that might happen or I want to do someday. I like just doing the work, making sure it's ready and done, and then I'll talk about it. So I appreciate everyone in our community.
Over deliver. Yeah. Under promise, over deliver, man. That's the way to be, bro. So yeah, props on that.
We'll be keeping an eye out.
100,000%.
We'll definitely be keeping an eye out.
I'm literally minting one. I'm minting one right now. What are you talking about? Literally.
Let's go. Show us which one you get.
It looks like issue 2 is still available, is minting right now. Is that accurate? Like if we pull up the website again, right? Let's show that, Funkel, because people can go to huxleysaga.com, right? huxleysaga.com, and they can actually mint the second edition. So it says issue 2 right there.
Yeah.
And there you go.
So we're about halfway sold out of issue 2, and this kind of happened with issue 1 too. Like we had a big spike. It's almost like a smiley face of like activity, and I think we're getting back to the ending smiley face of issue 2, and I think after next week it'll be very interesting to see. It kind of just went. It was like parabolic, then it slows down, and then it goes parabolic again, and it just is gone. And it feels like it's doing that again. Yeah, I kind of like that, because a lot of people are like always freak out about the launch day. I'm like, no, we're just don't worry about it. Like we intentionally kind of do things to keep it a bit slow. And like for the next avatars will be humans, and people were worried that it would sell out too fast because they thought issue 2 would be the way to burn it, but we spread out the burning over over issue 1, 2, and 3. So like it just slows things down a bit, so people don't have to worry about like FOMOing in or something. And so these are some of the CG characters for the film related stuff that is coming.
We know too much.
Cool. But again, like I spent all the time to make this stuff, and I feel like I like to do all the work before I release a product, and I did there's a lot of stuff behind the curtain kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Again, it's like, you know, there's so many, especially recently, there's been a lot of drama. People are figuring out like, oh, wow, there's a lot of low quality, low effort projects out there. There's a lot of people making promises that they're not actually able to keep, you know, and basically rugging people, rugging the community. And so this is an example where you've got a world-class artist who has experience building these, you know, AAA brands, cinematic storytelling, who's been working on a project for, I think, did you say a decade, like 10 years, and is now rolling this out. So it's like, there's already something here. So when you buy into these NFTs, there's already a world, there's already characters. It's not just like empty promises. And so they're literally, you're going through methodically and delivering on all these different parts of this roadmap and all these different characters that you've already built. And so I actually just bought one of these issue 2s also. So Woah Boy, if you got one, I just picked one up too. So yeah, no, I'm so excited about this project. And the more that I learn about it and getting to talk to you, man, just makes me even more excited. So yeah, it's dope.
I really appreciate it. It was funny. There was a few comments like last week where someone was like, wait, that means Ben's been working on this before Ethereum existed? I was just like, yeah.
The time is now.
Yeah, it's you know,
NFTs.
Yeah, exactly. And NFTs are just a new creative medium, right? And so you already had the story and the characters. You're just using the technology to help tell that story. Yeah. And so
what's fascinating too. Awesome. Yeah, what's fascinating too is like there was a moment when I was maybe like halfway done, like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like getting a little impatient. Like maybe I should just release half of it, you know, and get something out there. Like it's taking so long. And I talked to all my graphic novel friends who are just like, no, finish it. You got to finish it first, release a full product. And I was just like, you got to kind of like swallow your pride and just accept that it's going to take 3 more years or however long. But had I released it then, I probably would have had to go through a big publisher. They would have taken all the rights from me, and I would never have been able to release it now with NFTs because it would have been tied up in rights, and I would have not have been able to do it this way. So like, because I stuck to my guns and kind of did things the right way, it lined up perfectly with this kind of technological revolution that allowed me to release it in the most interesting way I think was possible, that allowed me to retain all the rights to my work, do it in such a way where I can do things in a way that I feel like is right and true to the project, that I just feel like never would have happened had I been impatient and released it early before it was done.
Heck yeah, man. No,
it's a blessing.
Dude, I like owning your own IP, man, and getting to manufacture and distribute and like without needing a bunch of middlemen and other people, you know, taking from it and diluting it and, you know, changing it and bastardizing your own ideas and your own creation, man. It's a beautiful thing. Like I am so here for this. And so, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us. Woah Boy, unless y'all got any other questions, you know, I want to give Ben, you know, kind of the last word and chance to kind of, you know, tell us what's coming, tell us, you know, where they want him to go. I know we're going to put the links in the description. So definitely want to say, you know, follow Ben Mauro Art on Twitter. Go check out Huxley Saga. com and get your issue number 2. But Ben, anything else you want to say, man? The floor is yours.
I think that might be it. Just like really appreciate you guys having me on. I've been working on this, for nearly a decade, and now that it's out, it's like the start of the next decade in my mind. So I just really appreciate everyone that's been interested in this and following along. And I think there's just a lot of really cool stuff coming out in 2022. And I think next week will be a nice indication of how big we are going with all this stuff. And I'm just excited for everyone to discover this and hopefully enjoy it, and really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations again on everything. And we look forward to what's coming up.
Yeah. And thank you, Cass, for putting us onto all of this too. Cass Vegas,
way back when.
Wonderful person. Yeah.
Yes. All right, man. Well, Ben, thanks for coming on, hanging out with us on Art Start Now. We're going to keep it moving. HuxleySaga.com. Get your issue 2, and don't sleep on this awesome project. How cool is that, man? We just talked to Ben Mauro, creator of Huxley Saga. Yeah, concept artist behind Call of Duty, Halo Infinite, a bunch of other amazing movies, films. Check them out, HuxleySaga.com. Y'all, I feel blessed to get to hang out on this show and hang out with y'all watching and getting to talk to such amazing artists like Ben. So, I love Woah Boy and Fun Uncle. Get in here, man. What did y'all think about that interview? What do you think about Huxley?
We're in the presence of a legend. It was incredible,
Absolutely.
He worked on Halo. Honestly, that alone just like is plucking my nostalgia heartstrings, setting up LAN parties and stuff like that at my friend's house. Like, oh, take me back.
And the fact that it sent him on this journey as an artist, I was inspired by that game as well, and I made some of my best friendships through that game. And now he had the opportunity to he's worked professionally on these AAA games, and now it's his time to shine and grab a hold of the system, and then just do his own thing and have the autonomy to create something in his own world that he's been developing for a decade. So keep that in mind, man. He's been grinding, always. So and now he gets to share it with everyone.
Super inspired by him and his story, and that will definitely probably resonate with other people and other artists that want to get in and think it's too late, or think that they're too old, or their time has already passed. But it doesn't have to be that way, and there's a lot of routes to getting to where you're going, and I think his story is a true testament to that. So excited that this is going to be out for you guys.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And I just love the high quality, cinematic nature of this project. I mean, there are not a lot of other NFT projects of this quality, of that quality of artwork, of storytelling, doing that graphic novel approach, but doing it that well at this level that they're doing it with Huxley. So that's why I just picked up an issue 2. I'm going to be watching this and seeing what they're coming out with over the next couple weeks and months, because man, at first I was just this seems really cool. There's a lot to it. It took me a little bit, but getting to talk to him more, dive in and understand how long he's been building this world, it got me really, really excited about participating in it, about being part of that and experiencing it as it's being rolled out, as these new NFTs are being created. So stoked. That was awesome.
Great.
Shout out again to Cass, the homie, for getting us in touch with Ben, and to Ben for coming on. Follow Ben Mauro Art on Twitter. The links are in the description. Check out Huxley Saga. Get your second issues now. But also, don't forget, this episode is sponsored by Witchy GF, which is our upcoming NFT project, the expansion to the ecosystem of the Nifty Castle and of the DBs. Yes, Lola's rocking her Hex Spawn. Woah Boy's rocking their Hex Spawn merch. We got some dope Witchy GF merch coming too for the launch, which we just announced is March 14th. So public sale for Witchy GF, March 14th. Get on the wish list, because that's going to close in the next couple weeks. It's going to close before the launch. So if you aren't on the wish list to get pre-sale access for Witchy GF, go to niftycastle.io, get on it. And Fun Uncle, is there anything else with the lads of LADZ City that you want us to know about? We want to make sure we're talking about, you've got your show tomorrow on Sundays.
Thank you.
And what else is going on with the lads?
Oh my gosh, we have Music Mondays with Louis C. Rhymes, and the guy's hilarious. Because we do this thing where we like want to test it out on the Discord, and so we threw him up on the Discord for one episode, and it was so hilarious that we said, yeah, we're putting you on YouTube. Like his second episode was on YouTube, and he's got his third episode coming out on Monday, and he does like 90 minutes, and he is just high energy, really funny, and check it out. Yeah, Music Mondays with Louis C. Rhymes is incredible.
Ooh.
Yeah, fun dude, super fun
Sounds
dude.
sick.
He's fun to
Love
watch.
it.
Yeah, we're talking about music and NFTs, and he and a couple of other artists that he brings on have just, transitioned from Spotify to releasing their music purely as NFT form. And so he's on the sharpest end of the cutting edge, and stoked to have him as part of the LADZ City network. Thanks for reminding me to bring that up. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Ooh.
He's awesome. Mad shout out to Louis C. Rhymes.
Yeah, we got to show love for the LADZ City. And shout out to y'all again. Thanks for hanging out with us on Art Start Now.
Yes.
This has been another awesome episode. So follow us on Twitter. Let us know other artists, other projects you think that we should be featuring on the show. We love to, interact and communicate with y'all, and we appreciate y'all hanging out with us every Saturday on Art Start Now. And we'll talk to y'all next time. Peace out.